Hey, what is going on, guys? This is me giving you a gameplay commentary, and I'm sure the title of this video will be Worst Spy Loadout Ever, because in my opinion this is the worst spy loadout ever. The loadout I'll be using is the Cloak and Dagger, which is the cloak watch which allows you to stay still and gain cloak, but it restricts you from gaining cloak from ammo boxes, and it also reduces while you're moving, and it also takes a slower time to it has a slower blink time and a slower to get fully invisible. Like, the time that it takes to get fully invisible is slower. And then I'll be using the big earner, which is the knife, and that has a cloak regen of 25% on a backstab, and a downside of 25 less health, so I'll only have 100 health. And the pistol I'll be using is the Diamondback, which allows you to gain mini crits on buildings destroyed, and it has a 15% or 15 damage penalty, so there'll be reduced damage on that part. And the zapper I'm using is the red tape recorder, which takes away buildings slower, but it de-levels them. So overall it's quite a hard loadout to use in combination, because you won't be gaining as many mini crits because you're using the red tape recorder, so you won't be able to get as many fast zaps, and so that's less mini crits. There's also less health, and there's also less damage because of the pistol, and there's also a slower cloak, and a cloak that reduces while moving, and it's I find it a really hard set to use, and it's probably one of the most frustrating and stressful gameplays I had to get. It took me about 3 tries to get a passable gameplay with this set. The aim of this video is just to show you that no matter what set you're using, you can make it work, and that there's no specific bad set, but some sets can be harder than others on certain maps. But using a set like this, if you're asking why would I make a gameplay on something like this, is that it gains you a different kind of experience for Spy. And by different kind I mean, as you can see here, I'm playing what people would call a more campy Spy. It allows you to practice different techniques. The technique I use mostly is just don't let yourself be seen. I'm sure some of the enemy team members didn't even know there was a spy on the other team, because I was so discreet and cloaked for half of the game. I do quite like the Cloak and Dagger, but it's a very hard cloak to use, considering when you just come off the bat using a Dead Ringer, it's a very different adaptation. That's a nice backstab on the Engie there. But it can help you for situations. I'm not sure whether you would ever use this set in any situation ever, but if it does come to a point where you do need to use a Cloak and Dagger or a big earner, again, I probably wouldn't use the big earner in any situation, but if you ever do, then it can help, and it also gives you some sort of extra knowledge and extra perspective as a spy. Because if you only go around playing as a Dead Ringer spy or only as an Invisiwatch spy, then you kind of lose some sort of different aspects that spies have, and it even helps, it transfers over other classes. I got killed by that scout there, and I'll soon be getting a revenge on him. It does help to transfer for other classes, because if experienced spies know, like when you're a spy and you play a different class and you're going up against a spy, you kind of get a feel for what the other spy's doing, because that's what you would do. And there's my revenge on the scout who changed heavy. But you do get a feel, and it can help you. When I play Pyro, I always know where the other spies are going to go and how they can deal with me and how I deal with them. But enough rambling on about gameplay experience and spy knowledge and stuff. A little bit about the gameplay. What you mainly try to do with this set is try and reduce the movement while you're cloaking, obviously, because it's hard to get around. And as you can see, arrows are stop, crouch, just to gain a bit of metal back, and just take in your surroundings. And up here I get quite a few backstabs, and I guess that because there was a teleporter down on the cliff, and if people are spawning there, then I'm guessing they're going to run straight to the cliff and try and get some overhead shots as a sniper or spam ins as a demo. The enemy team was spy checking me here, so this spot's always nice to hide, and the cloak and dagger can be used to hide quite a bit, and you can stay unknown for minutes and minutes and then strike at the perfect time, which is why I do like to use it every now and again. When I didn't have a dead ringer and I wanted to use a different cloak, I used to use the cloak and dagger an awful lot and just spawn camp, and that's where I get my campiness from as a spy, because mostly as a spy, when I'm playing on a team, I'd usually run to the back of spawn instead of getting in there and, you know, going in for the backstabs, chain stabs, and not that much of that kind of spy. And you can see that in some of my gameplays. But I did eventually switch over from the cloak and dagger to the dead ringer, as I find it's more accessible, and it's better for kills, obviously, as well, and staying alive. I use that in my survivalist spy set, which I'll be showcasing maybe a few videos time, not sure. Also, apologies for if my voice is a little bit off. It's because I have quite a bad cold, because it's winter where I live in England, and the cold has got to me, because English weather is never usually nice. It's always raining in summer and stuff. Here's just a showcasing of how bad this diamondback is. I've got one crit in it and I'm waiting for an enemy to spawn, and even one crit, I got one crit and one shot, and he still manages to take 2 shots, which compared to the other pistol without any crits it's just ridiculous. I wouldn't recommend this combination or that pistol in general. It's usually got a lot of hate, the pistol diamondback, but a weapon that I think doesn't really agree as much hate as it gets is the big earner. I think the big earner it's got a very narrow kind of time that you can use it in, but I think it's really great when you do need it. For example, when I play in VisiWatch Spy, I sometimes chain it in with the big earner, because I have a strange big earner with like a few hundred kills on it, and if you can get in that backstab before you decide to cloak and run away, it can mean between life and death, just that extra 5 steps or 2 meters, whatever it is in game terms. But if you can get that extra distance away from an enemy like a pyro, it can just make the difference. And it can, some enemies are really unpersistent and would spray for a pyro and then just spray for a spy and then just not follow up, because the cloak's just too long for them. But I think the gameplay's about to end there. I did alright considering it's the worst spy set there is. Ended up coming second in the team with 27. Like if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment on what you think is the worst spy set. Just tell me what you think in the comments.